April, 26th of November 2017, and you're here with Dan in Essex, UK. So I had a few frosts of late, been down to around -1 to -2 degrees C at night, scraping the old frost off the vehicles in the morning, but at this time of year that is what's to be expected. So looking rather wintry now, and let's have a look at what's happening. So, see that peach tree there, variety Dixie Red. You can see the leaves are off of it now. Now I've spoke a lot about the avoidance of peach leaf curl in the past. I won't go into it in detail, but I'll just briefly mention it. The reason why this peach tree is in this polytunnel is for the avoidance of peach leaf curl, which is caused when the temperature drops below 16 degrees C, which happens very frequently in the UK in the winter, and then the tree proceeds to get wet by the rain, etc. when 16 degrees C occurs. So that's why this is in here, to stop it getting peach leaf curl. I have a video how to prevent peach leaf curl if you want to go into that in a little bit more detail, but that's the long and the short of it, what I've just given you there. Now what we've got here is a cherry minaret variety Stella, and it's a Canadian variety, self-fertile, as are both of these fruit trees in here. Of course they need to be self-fertile because pollinators generally don't get in here because I keep the door shut. So you can see that the growth that this put out this year was absolutely fantastic. From there to there, this one as well is all new growth up to there, and there to there, and that one there to there. So you can see that's good. I mean, the heat acting as a catalyst, of course. I mean, it gets really warm in here when the sun is out. I mean, even at this time of year, if the sun's out, it does get pretty warm in here as well. But had temperatures of, you know, well over 30, 35, even up to about 40 degrees C, I believe, in here. So definitely, you know, I do like doing polytunnel cultivation, and I'm just looking around, and some of the screws have come out, like that one. So I'm gonna have to fix that. But what happened? Well, I had some very high winds the other night, and down here as well. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I had some very high winds the other night, and of course was some damage. But luckily none here, so that's a good thing. Now over here, look, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I grew these much earlier in the year. Got some little Brussels sprouts here and some small kale plants here. These are cuttings that were taken at the earlier part of this year of a grapevine variety Lakemont Seedless. Now I spoke a lot about that variety Lakemont Seedless before. I've got lots of videos on that, but if you're interested in growing grapes in the UK, Lakemont Seedless is certainly one of the varieties you want to strongly consider. It's an American variety, and at a previous address I had a massive vine which I set myself, and after about 3 years of it being in the ground, it produced about, I'm not joking, about 100 bunches of grapes, and you can grow it outside. It's perfectly suited to the outside climate in the UK. So Lakemont Seedless, check that one out. But cuttings here, obviously the biggest advantage of taking a cutting is if you can acquire them for free. Then you've got your own, after a few years you're going to be growing your own grapes of that variety. They root readily as well, spoke about it before, but what you do is you take your cutting when the plant is dormant over the winter period. Any time, I wouldn't take it just yet, but certainly from, you know, sort of late December onwards till about March. I mean, these were probably even taken in April, maybe even May, but I would say late December until March, take your cuttings, make sure you put them in the right way up in either a pot of compost or soil, or in the ground, 2 buds below the ground, 2 buds above, and in my experience I've had about an 80% success rate with that. I haven't bothered with rooting hormone or anything, so literally just straight in, 2 buds below, 2 buds above. The same with gooseberries as well. That's one thing I might be doing soon, taking some gooseberry cuttings and some currant cuttings as well. I want to get hold of some, well, I actually know where there's some, but I'm going to get some white currant cuttings, variety White Versailles I believe, but certainly a great thing to grow. But you know, budget gardening, find ways of keeping your costs down if you can. Certainly if you're struggling for money, which appears to be sadly a common theme these days, but we won't go into that. I managed to acquire these shelves as well. Someone was going to chuck them down the tip, so I thought I'd have them. I thought they'd be great for putting, you know, plants on, because I do intend to do a lot more cultivation next year. I'm probably going to be growing things like geraniums, because one thing I think this channel is probably lacking, in fact I know it's lacking, is maybe discussion regarding flowers, because of course there's plenty of information on here on fruit and vegetables, etc., but you know, I want to improve my own knowledge on flowers, and maybe make this channel more appealing to those who are into flowers. So yeah, geraniums, maybe some marigolds, maybe some begonias, you know, just starting with the basics. But that's one direction I wish to take. And here, as you know, I've got, spoke about this already, I've got the peach tree and the cherry tree here. I want to put another tree here. And I've spoke before about a persimmon. Got videos on growing persimmon in the UK. If you're interested, check them out, otherwise known as Sharon fruit. Variety Rojo Brilliante, I believe that's how you say it. Red Brilliant, I presume. But they grow these commercially, and you can buy them readily in the supermarket. So that's, you know, they look pretty good. You can buy the trees for cultivation over here as well, and they're a nice size fruit like that, at least when they're grown abroad. I don't know what they would be like here. I've seen them like that on a tree. I don't know what variety it was though, but I'm going to probably stick with Rojo Brilliante, because I can see, you know, in the shop what the ones are like that are grown abroad. So we shall see, but probably going to put that here. Of course this will be moved at that time. Now down here, you may remember last year, if you've been following, or earlier this year rather, if you've been following my channel for a while, you may remember that I had some vegetables growing here. I had some cucumbers, marrows, and some runner beans growing here. But what I want to do is maybe turn this into a little soft fruit bed, maybe a little raised bed. But I've got it covered up at the moment for the winter, and I'm thinking of some raspberries here, maybe a gooseberry bush, maybe something along those lines. I'll make sure I make the soil very nutritious by putting in some organic matter and some manure, etc. But that's what I'm considering growing here, just a small soft fruit bed there. So there's an update for you guys. So yeah, Christmas on its way. It'll be interesting to see what's going to happen next year with regards to growing. I've got many plans rolling around up here, many things I want to do. So going to start getting everything ready for that after Christmas. Going to have a little break from the garden for a while, and probably from the allotment as well. But always plenty to do. I hope everybody out there is doing well. I'm going to try and answer more questions, so post your comments down below and I will answer you, I promise, if you post them on this video, as long as the question is sensible, of course. So post your comments down below and take care, speak soon. And I look forward to peaches next year.